Hopefully this will be a short explanation of how to use this real estate goal to activity calculator. It's got a number of sections in it. Just notice the instruction at the top here. You only need to fill in the cells that are highlighted in green. The rest of all of the information will calculate automatically. Don't fiddle with the other cells. All right, it's got three sections. This first section here at the top is your activity in the past 12 months. So you want to look at, and this is going to take a little bit of homework, and as you do this exercise every year, hopefully the numbers in this little section will get more and more accurate, because you'll hopefully be tracking now, for example, how many phone calls or pop buys did you do this year? And then based on that, you can get more and more accurate numbers as to how that all translates down through the conversions. So the first question is, how many lead generation phone calls or pop buys did you make? So these are not phone calls to a client on a transaction related matter. These are your lead gen phone calls. So phoning through people on your database. Hey, how's it going? Did you get the little item I sent you this month? Oh, by the way, if you know anyone thinking of buying or selling. So it could have been face-to-face as a pop buy, or it could just be a phone call. You're going to put a number there for the past 12 months. How many outbound lead generation activities did you do? If you're big on social media, you could actually put a row in here for the number of Facebook ads that you placed, etc. Then the number of seller leads that you generated from those phone calls. Let's say you generated 50 seller leads. Number of seller appointments. Out of the 50 seller leads, let's say you got 30 appointments. You set 30 appointments. A bunch of those will cancel. So let's say you only managed to do 18 of the 30. The other 12 canceled. Of those seller appointments, let's say you secured 15 mandates. Of those, 12 were sole mandates. And then on those 12 sole mandates through the course of the year, you got 10 OTPs, and 8 of those turned into closed transactions. Maybe that number would be a lot higher for you. Maybe you get multiple OTPs on all of your listings. So that could be, say, 30 OTPs, and you did 8 transactions for the year. Your average commission that you charged was 5%. Your average selling price was 2.3 million. You paid 80,000 Rand tax in the year, and your total business expenses were, say, 10,000 Rand a month. And if you're an EXP agent doing this, do not include the 900 Rand per month in that. I have included the 900 Rand per month in the next section down here. But any other business expenses, like if you rent a small office, or your cell phone bill, or your petrol bill, and on we could go. Okay, so this is what you need to fill in looking backwards 12 months. So shooting this video at the end of 2024. So what did your numbers for 2024 look like? And then what the spreadsheet is going to do, based on your goal of how much you want to make in 2025, how many of these things are you going to need to do? The spreadsheet is going to calculate all of that for you. The only other things you need to fill in is in this second section here, which is your commission comparison. It's a commission comparison calculator, actually comparing you if you're not with EXP versus what you would earn if you were with EXP. But we are going to use it here to calculate your split with your company and what your gross commission was for the last 12 months. So let's say the last 12 months you did 735,000 Rand gross commission. So that's before splits and before tax, 735 gross commission. You, let's say, are on a 50-50 split. You would then make 367,000 Rand. Some of you are on less than a 50-50 because another 7.5% royalty fee comes off or whatever. So then you'd put 42.5% in there. If you were an EXP agent with 735,000 gross commission, you'll see that the calculation that is done automatically is different. You would walk away with 45,000 Rand a month if you were an EXP agent with that as your gross commission. Okay, if you've got any other business expenses, if you're not with EXP, you'd want to put them in here. Not personal expenses like the cell phone, etc., but company expenses. Let's say they charge you a desk fee. If you're a Remax agent, you may have a desk fee of 5,000 or 8,000 Rand a month, for example. You would put that in there. Okay, I hope that's clear. That's all you need to fill in this spreadsheet. The next section down is the conclusions, the statistical conclusions. The spreadsheet is going to work out here all of the following statistics based on the numbers that you've put in. It's going to work out what your average net commission per deal is, okay, before tax. You've still got to pay tax on that. So as a non-EXP agent, this person doing 735,000 Rand gross commission, and they've done 8 deals, it works out as an average of 45,000 or 46,000 Rand net commission per deal. If you're an EXP agent, that would have been 68,000 Rand net commission per deal. Your take-home profit annual is going to be 167,000 Rand. That doesn't sound so good, your take-home. If you're a non-EXP agent, where do we get that from? Well, it's the annual income that you make minus the tax that you paid minus your business expenses. So that's why you only walk home with 167,000 Rand for the year, which is 13 or 14,000 Rand a month. If you were an EXP agent, because of the split and the capping system, that would be 28,000 Rand per month. Okay, the next little statistical conclusion that this thing has come up with is, in order to generate one seller lead, based on the numbers you put in, you need to make 10 phone calls or pop buys. The next number down is how many seller leads you needed to get in order to book a listing presentation. And it's almost 2. Then how many listing presentations you need to book in order to actually successfully do the listing presentation so that it's not cancelled. That's almost 2 again, 1.6, and so on. You can read through the statistical conclusions here. If you're not mathematical, you know what the beauty of the spreadsheet is? You don't need to understand any of that. All you need to understand is this bottom block here, this bottom section here. This is going to tell you what your goals are, your annual, monthly, and weekly goals are. And all you need to put in here is, what would you like to earn before tax in the next 12 months? So in this person's case, they're saying, I would like to earn 2 million Rand. I did earn 735,000 in the last year. I'd like to earn 2 million. What would I have to do to earn 2 million? And the spreadsheet is now going to tell you, in order to earn 2 million Rand, you'd need to do 44 deals if you're a non-EXP agent, or 29 if you're an EXP agent. You'd need to do 163 OTPs if you're a non-EXP, or 110 if you're an EXP agent. You'd need 44 sole mandates to make that happen. You'd need 55 mandates in total. You'd need to do 66 listing presentations, and which means you'd need to book 110 listing presentations because some will cancel. For that, you'd need 184 seller leads, which means you'd need to do 1,836 phone calls or pop buys in the year. And that then translates obviously down to 34 calls or pop buys a week, 3.4 seller leads per week, 2 listing presentations booked per week, which would be 1.2 listing presentations done per week. Okay, I'm talking a lot. If you watch that a couple of times, it'll begin to make sense to you. These are the important numbers. It spits out the goals. Of course, if you change these numbers at the top here, which must be your numbers, these numbers at the bottom are going to change as well based on the actual conversion rates that you are experiencing in your business. These are just numbers I sucked out of my thumb. Okay, so hopefully that helps. It's a really powerful little spreadsheet. Yes, it does take some work because you've got to go and do the homework on calculating exactly, okay, how many phone calls did I make last year, or pop buys? How many seller leads did I generate last year? How many appointments did I set last year? How many appointments did I actually do last year? These are things you're going to have to figure out. And if you don't know the numbers for the past 12 months, you're going to have to estimate them. But because you're going to be tracking it next year, when you do this exercise at the end of next year, these numbers will be far more accurate, which means that these goals here will be far more accurate. The power of a spreadsheet like this, guys, is that once you've used it over a few years, these numbers here become highly predictable. And the most important number at the end of the day is going to be this one. You know, if I make, in this case, 34 phone calls or pop-bys a week, I will make 2 million rand. That's how consistent the conversions up through the sales funnel are. Okay, God bless you. Enjoy the spreadsheet.